I would like to begin first by giving mention to those who have been killed under the oppression of the corrupted regime of Bashar al-Assad. And even though we may not know the names of everyone that have been killed, these people overall still must remember the sacrifices, for the sacrifices that they have given against the rule of Bashar al-Assad. I would also like to, not forgetting them, mention our brothers and sisters in Libya, Yemen and every other country that are facing a similar dilemma to that of the Syrian people, striving and struggling to remove the oppression placed upon them by their bloodthirsty leaders. Today, I stand before you honored and thankful. I am honored to be around a gathering of people like you who have come and given up their time to remember those who are suffering. And I thank you again for coming to show support to the people in Syria and to stand against this murderer. What we have witnessed in the past weeks and months can be described as nothing less than a massacre, a brutal and bloody massacre that brings tears to the eyes and stirs the heart. As we saw in Libya, as we saw in Egypt, as we saw in Tunisia and the rest of the world, the Muslims have erupted. They have erupted as they can't endure this oppression. The blood that has been spilled in Syria will not, and we cannot allow it to be spilled in vain. But this is not the first time that blood has been spilled in Syria. We are talking of a regime that has established itself on the fear and the dead bodies of its people. They actually thought such methods will forever quieten and subdue the Syrian people. But how wrong were they? They have forgotten that we are the sons of Abu Bakr radiyallahu anh, that we are the sons of Umar ibn al-Khattab, that we are the sons of Uthman ibn Affan and Ali radiyallahu anh. This tyrant who declares that he is from the Syrian people is the one who is responsible for their deaths. What you see in the media and on TV is nothing compared to what is really happening back in Syria. This tyrant has shot, youth have been shot and killed as a result of gathering and protesting for their freedom and rights. They have stood as one against this leader by chanting no to oppression. Yes, and with that they were greeted with bullets that burned into their chests. There were many cases where the brave unarmed protesters sacrificed their own lives for other protesters. If it was true what Bashar al-Assad said about how he loves the Syrian people, then why has he killed our brothers and sisters? Why has he tortured our youth? Why has he violated our honors? You are seeing what is happening at Dar'a at the moment. This tyrant has done the unthinkable. He has sent an army fighting off people that don't have any weapons on them whatsoever. He's hitting them with artillery and rockets. He has cut all supplies of water and electricity. They are suffering from food and medical shortages. Tell me, is this humane? What type of leader starves and massacres his people? This is barbaric. Why hasn't any country assisted the Syrian people by physical means? Till now, not even one country has supported the Syrian people in a physical manner. What has happened to human rights? What has happened to giving victory to the oppressed? If we don't stand up for our brothers and sisters' rights, who will? Who will answer the call of the screaming widow? Who will answer the call of the screaming orphan? It is up to us to answer these calls by coming to these protests, which voice out and remember our brothers and sisters. It shows your support. But do not think that by us coming to one protest that we have accomplished the rights of the Muslim brothers and sisters in Syria. But rather, we should try and help them by giving donations to them, or by giving donations to people that organize protests like these. Also, we should try and become closer to Allah by doing righteous deeds, as Allah will not change what is in a nation until they change what is in themselves. I ask Allah to guide the Muslim nation and to put us back on the straight path and to grant a close and definite victory to all Muslims in every corner in the world. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.